Now let's see if we can get rid of these trees. That's about a big old chimney. The whole purpose is to conceal this tree growing out of the building, so how's about you? This is Liberty Prime with Based Builders, and welcome to Demo Days. We're not just trying out new builder games for the channel, we're trying out new builder games for you. If you like building, interior design, and all-around creativity, you might just find your newest fun game right here. Today's game is Summerhouse. Somehow this one managed to completely fly under the radar for me, so it's not quite as new as I thought. It came out in spring of 24. And while it's technically kind of a city builder, more like a town builder actually, it looks like it's got a whole lot of creative control over each individual building, which is exactly what I love to have. Oh, and it's ridiculously cheap right now at a whopping $3.49, so might want to grab that while you can. But that's just what I learned from Steam. So let's jump on in and see what it's like for ourselves.
Hi, I'm Friedemann, and this is Summerhouse.
All right. Well, we have the option of a new house, save load, progress, settings, credits. Well, actually, I kind of like messing around with the settings, so let's see what happens with that. All right, resolution. Ooh, I'm not quite that impressive. This is what we're running at. I don't see any actual change. Actually, you know what? Might as well pump it all the way up. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, sure. Full screen, yes. Pixelation, sorry. Now, I can't tell. Let's mess around with that. Oh, you know what? I think I like it better without the pixelation. Okay, yeah, so we're going to leave it there. Don't know about the camera speed yet or the zoom speed. I certainly don't have a gamepad. A draggable camera, probably. Let's see what happens when we click that. Alrighty, relay speed. Oh, replay speed. Music. Well, I can barely hear the music, so I guess I'll leave it as it is. Ambiance. Language English. Clear save game. Oh, man, no thanks. I don't have any of those. Alrighty, so we're gonna go with that. Alrighty, let's go back and let's actually do a new game. Excuse me, a new house. Alrighty, okay, we have different settings available to us. And, I can't quite tell the difference between, well, okay, I can tell some differences. Apparently this is a desert setting. This is a city setting. This seems to be just generic landscape, which actually might be what I go with. And as I understand it, there's some kind of an ocean setting available to us, so that might be what this is. I think for now I'm just going to go with the nice, boring-looking setting. Well, ooh, I don't know. I'm tempted by this ocean setting, though. I'm not quite clear on how much the ocean will be a hazard to us. Well, eh. Oh well, I can always, go back and switch around. So let's go with a slightly more ambitious little ocean setting. Ooh. Alrighty, well, let's see. What are the controls? And I guess this is my first building, but, alright, well, let's plunk this down. And I'd kind of like to figure out how to control the camera. We can't actually do that very well. I can't figure out how to pan. There's got to be some way to do that. Okay, Q need to change depth. I just want to... Okay, there we go. The left mouse button is what I need. All right. Now, I'd kind of like to look around a little bit and see what's going on here. Ooh, and this is a smaller area than I had hoped. We've got a little bit over here. But, yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to go back and pick out a larger area. Let's just go right over to the new house and try this guy. We might have a little bit more space to work with here. Yeah, see, this is more what I had in mind is, some scope for an actual town. And boy, we can get down low. And I've already forgotten where we started out, but let's just try over here somewhere. I mean, I like being near the water, just not, having the water spat out from the bottom of my house. So let's try building over here. Gonna have a little bit of nice landscape. Now, I wonder if I can move this building itself closer or further. There's got to be some way to do that. Q and E to change depth. Okay, yeah. That's what I was looking for, apparently. Alrighty. Let's hold down Q. No, that does nothing. Okay, I'm continually hitting Q, and this is as undeep as we can get, it appears. And there might be some more control over that later on, but for now, this seems to be the limit for this. So let's let's go ahead and plonk it down. Press H to hide the UI. That is going to be useful, but let's see what else we can do. Well, this house is going to need some roof. Right-click to open gallery. Oh, okay, I approve. Oh, that's a cool. There, that's a cool looking little roof. That's a boring looking little roof, but it might be what we go with. That's a barn looking roof. All right. Ooh. Yeah, there are definitely some possibilities here. This is not all just roofs. We've got chimneys as well, and oh, I can't remember the term for that. It's not quite frieze, is it? I don't know. Anyway, we have options. So let's get a little bit fancy and plonk this on top. See how this works. Okay, I would like it to stretch across the whole roof here. Well, let's see what we can do now that we've plonked it down. Ooh, I right-clicked and suddenly I think there's a trash can here. Let's change the depth on you. Let's move you in front. Because we might wind up being a trash can. Alrighty, okay, I would like to not be holding a trash can anymore. How do I arrange for that? Okay, let's actually look at what we've got here. We have wall blocks, right-click to open gallery. Let's take a look at these. All right, we have a whole lot of options here with this. That reminds me of the Alamo. I have not forgotten it yet. Don't actually know that much about the Alamo, but I'm not supposed to forget it. That much I do know. And we've got some, I guess these are sort of like destroyed-looking walls and wooden-looking walls. They're all looking a little bit pixelated, which is something that I thought I got rid of, but I think that pixelization is supposed to be the basic thing. And now what am I holding in my hand? It looks kind of like an intercom system. Well, let's just... No, I don't think I really want an intercom on the front of my building. I still haven't figured out how to actually change this roof thing that I put down. Let's try this menu. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that. Alrighty, what have we here? What is this? Flip block horizontally. Destruction mode. Redo. Undo. It's nice to have an undo button. Or start, stop, replay. Is there a way to rotate? I would have gone with QD, but that doesn't seem to be available to us. Was there, were there keybinds? Let's see if we can find some of that. No, yeah, sorry, silly me. There are not keybinds. Okay, yes, continue. I'm trying to figure things out here, but it's not helping. Okay, eyedropper tool, presumably that makes it so that we can change the color of things. Oh, no, it copies things for us. Okay, no. Okay, I don't want to have copied that. Let's do something else instead. Alrighty, let's see if we can... Okay, yes. Right-clicking does pull up a gallery, whether we are explicitly told that or not. So let's figure out a door for this. And apparently a window is also here. And I'm not even sure if I'm trying to build a house or a retail outlet type place. There are some cool doors here. Let's go with the fanciest one. Or, well, one of the fancy ones. Okay. Well, now, okay, well, yeah, that does look door-like. No. Yeah, so this does not look door-like. This looks window-like, but there is a separate Windows tab, so well, we don't have any repeats. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with these kind of windows for this. Ooh, those are surprisingly small. This door is surprisingly large. Yeah, I can't quite tell. Oh, well, at the moment, we're just kind of messing around anyway, so don't have to make any permanent decisions here. Open the block gallery. Alrighty. Now, will you tell me what this is? Yeah, no, you won't. Open the block gallery again. What all have we here? Let's see. Ooh, we got a whole lot of stuff here. We don't have any signal of how far we can scroll. But let's see. Grizz 2IY. Yeah, I can't tell, but there are some interesting little things here. Quite a lot of things. I think this might just be a list of all of the things that we have available to us. Hot something. Okay. Yeah, this does seem sort of like a whole lot of stuff to explore. There is quite a bit of stuff in this game, it would appear. And as I understand, okay, I think we have reached the end of this list, so let's get out of here for the moment. I think I'll just go through that by category instead of all the other things. What? Why are you so determined to give me this, whatever this is? I'll just plunk it down and see if we can find out from that. No, we can't. Okay, well, I'm going to undo that. Let's see if Control Z does. Yeah, Control Z is also undo. Oh, we have weather controls too. That's kind of cool. Alrighty, we could set the weather to sunny, which it already is. Set it to rainy, which it already is not. Set it to night. Let's just explore these for a little bit. Ooh, yep, that's pretty night-like. Let's make it rain at night. Oh, apparently, no, that's making it rain during the day. Okay. Let's go back to sunny. That seemed like a slightly more pleasant building weather. Nature blocks. Let's right-click on that. And I think this must be clouds, and this might be birds. I don't know, it's a little bit hard to tell from the pixelization, but yeah, it's got possibilities. Alrighty. Let's put some outdoor pots here. Okay, let's change the cue. Oh, come on. Go further. Okay, yeah. You have gone further. Alrighty, let's put you near this door, which I'm rapidly liking less, but, you know, I do wish that I could rotate the camera, though. Let me try some other buttons. Actually, I'm going to just, hit some keys here and see what happens. F can either, or F does this. Oh, yeah, okay. Flip block horizontally. How can I extend this block right here? Because this is just not doing it for me. And where did I even find that? I think I found it up here. Right click for gallery. Maybe I'm supposed to put more of them. There's got to be some way to affect the dimensions of this. And it is kind of a shame. Well, what I'm trying to spit out is that it's a crying shame that I cannot do things like keep my train of thought. Rotate the camera is what I was trying to spit out. Oh, I've right-clicked again, and apparently it just picks things at random. Let's call this a restaurant. What I'm trying to do is pick this other item that I've got here. Arg. No, that's not going to do the trick. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to select this roof over here. Huh. There really needs to be a list of hotkeys for me. Oh, okay, what are random blocks? Let's see what kind of random blocks we have. And when I right-click on that one, I do not get any sort of gallery. Oh, okay, it just picks something for me at random. Alrighty. Let's go up here so I can see what it's picking for me. I sure do wish that I could rotate the camera. Alrighty. Oh. Well, that's a list of things that I've already seen. Okay. Well, you know what, y'all? This game does definitely have possibilities, but it's a little bit frustrating. What does this button do? Cursor mode only. Okay. I'm trying to cursor mode this piece, which I no longer like. I would like it to go away. Well, let us enter destruction mode. Because that was not working for me. Alright, let's go ahead and try to put... Okay, cursor mode again, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, let's put a roof on this whole thing. Wonder what would happen if I tried to put this here. Yeah, see, I'm not really pleased about the fact that the roof does not extend along the thing. And, okay, I can't rotate the roof, so I guess I have to pick a different one. Let's try... I guess this kind of fits, and then I can put a different kind of roof on the other side. Alright, well, that might be progress. Okay, let's pick this again and see if these two kind of work together. kinda, sorta, a little bit. But I sure do wish that I could select this roof again. Well, you know what? Let us try putting it on both sides. Oh, and okay, yeah, it does barely meet that way. Okay, we have a new block now. Oh, that's interesting. It's nice to know that that's a thing within this game, and it just zoomed off before I really got to examine it. Where does that new block show up? Uh-oh. Is there no, I'm not seeing any new menu things here for new blocks. Well, let's see what kind of other things we've got. I like this window, but it's too small. And I don't think that I like that door that I picked out anymore. Let's just gauge some of the sizes. Ooh, okay, well, that one's too big. So let's keep on going with this. Let's see, what other interesting windows? This kind of, well, yeah, see, I don't like that window with that door. I might need to eliminate that door. What kind of these have we got again? Okay, what is that? I can't quite tell what that is. Well, you know what, we could do something a little bit interesting with this. That pot is sure enough in the way. If I could only select it, then I could do what I'm thinking of, which is to maybe put this down here-ish and then put a window on top of it. So let's try that. And maybe I can, I guess, just delete that pot. I do like the pot, but okay, let's delete this trash can because it's not doing what I thought it would. I was going to put a window on this little block that I just put down. Let's see what kind of windows might make sense here. Is that centered? I like things centered. I can't quite tell if this is centered. It might be, but there's some lack of vision there on the right. So let's go with a window that's a little bit less complicated looking. Have we tried this? That one is definitely not centered. It's too far to the left. Okay, well, that's an interesting window. It needs to come okay, I guess this is sort of like a dormer. Almost works, but not quite. Y'all, I did tend to get lost in the sauce there, I warn you. But this is a very similar window to the other one. And I wish I had some color control over it. Well, and I am curious what might develop later on in this game, because there might be all sorts of little things that they can add to this game to make it a little bit more player-friendly. Ooh, what did I just do? I just right-clicked, which is always a mistake, apparently. But, I mean, I don't mind having this tree here. Let's move you back a little bit. And I cannot hold down E and Q. I need to continually hit it. And I can't figure out how to rotate it. Let's see what happens with it. Oh! I hit R. And I don't think that really altered anything much, but I can't tell for sure. Okay, let's see what happens when I hit T. Nothing. Why? Oh, wait, why? I think this trash can returned. Okay, let's keep on going. U, nothing. I, it got rid of that tree. O, nothing. P, nothing. Let's see. Have we tried F? Surely. Oh yeah, we have already tried F. It's this guy. And I have an eyedropper now, apparently. So this must be something that I didn't really notice. Okay, eyedropper tool. And when I clicked on it, I got this little guy, whatever this little guy is. Okay. Let's keep on going through. G, nothing. H, ooh. Oh yeah, H was the UI, I believe. J, nothing that I know of. K, nothing. Nothing yet. Oh, and I think I see the shadows changing, and I just now noticed that. I believe that this shadow has moved to the right some. Okay. So I guess we do have a little bit of a day-night cycle. All right, what happens when we hit L? Nothing that I'm seeing. Semicolon, nothing. Quote marks. Ooh! Wait, that was me accidentally right-clicking there. And I can't tell what this is supposed to be. But it does go backwards. Alrighty. Don't think we want that on top of that little architectural detail. Let's see. I already tried the quote marks, so let's go to Z. Makes that potted plant reappear. Okay, let's delete some stuff real quick just so that I can find out what else is happening. Because various keys seem to bring back things that I've deleted. And I don't really like this door anymore, so it's not going to let me delete that one, though. Don't want to delete this whole big block. I'm interested in that. I clicked on the trash can again, and it brought up this thing that I'm holding, whatever it is. Maybe it's some sort of HVAC system. I don't know. Anyway, let's try hitting C. Nothing happens. V, nothing. B, nothing. N, nothing. M, ooh, M zoomed me in pretty good. Oh, and N zooms me back out. But I think apparently I am zoomed out as far as I can go, so let's try M again. Alrighty, anyway, let's move on to the, I keep accidentally right-clicking, although I do kind of like this gate, or this fence. It's nice to know. Alright. I'm frustrated by the fact that I cannot rotate this, or in any way rotate anything. Anyway, I was on to the left arrow, nothing. Sorry, onto the comma, I should say. My keyboard is a little bit confusing sometimes. And then the period, nothing. And the slash, nothing. Alrighty, but I didn't try the brackets either. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we hit numbers. Nothing for any of those. And what about the function keys? Oh, I can start the console. What was that? That was F3 for the console. Pause console output with F4. Okay. I don't want any of those right now. Is there an F5? Nope. 6. Nope. 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 And nope. Oh, I just took a I just took a screenshot. So yeah, that still works. F12. Alrighty. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what else I can experiment with here. What was this again? Decoration blocks. Yeah, see, I understand very few of these, if I'm honest with myself. And I have taken a glance at these before, now that I'm looking at them. Let's put up some of these anyway. Let's move you just a little bit closer to the camera. Alrighty, and I'd kind of like to build a second part of this restaurant, maybe on over here or both. And I didn't really mean for it to be a restaurant, but that's what it seems to have turned out as. Let's see, that I have experimented with, that I have, well, none of the others have I experimented with. I believe this is another big building block. Let's try this puppy. Yeah. Let's move you a little bit closer. Maybe not that much closer. Yeah, I just wanted you slightly back. And I'm looking at this big old shadow in front of the restaurant. And I would kind of like to turn the camera and see what's cast in that shadow. It looks vaguely tower-like. It looks like there's some interesting stuff going on around me, but... Okay, anyway, let's put a roof on this little addition that we just made. Oh, okay, yeah, this is the new thing that we got. Alrighty. I guess we're going with red roofs for this. Or orangey red. Let's put you somewhere around here, and I'm not sure that you are... Yeah, you are not where I want you to be. Let's move you back, then. Yeah, let's put you underneath the butt of those crows. Ooh, it suddenly popped back at me. Interesting. I'm just trying to get you to meet up correctly. Alrighty, let's see what other interesting things we can put over here. Where were those decoration blocks? Eventually I'll learn how this works. Random blocks. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I think this is what I meant to. Maybe not. I was going for something like this, though. So let's just plonk this puppy down. And, yeah, close enough. This is looking like an interesting enough spot. Actually, I'm going to put just a little bit more in here. What is you, and why is you similar to this? They want a little. Ooh, okay, that's a little bit fancier, but not quite matching what we've already got. Let's go with this, but let's just see if we can put it lower down into the ground. And we need to move those trees that are currently in the way. Hopefully, we will be allowed to do such a wild, crazy thing. I want you to be a little bit further forward, but not right up at the front. Well, let's see. I think I want you to be, well, actually, I guess about right there. Now let's see if we can get rid of these trees. Let us go with, oh, no, we can't get rid of those trees, and we can't select them, so we're a little bit screwed with that. Well, I'll just put a roof in front of it, and then no one will be able to tell that there's trees growing out of this building. Maybe. Okay, let's put you here. Then we're going to put one of these little peaks here. Ooh, you are bigger than I thought you were. That's not going to work how I was planning. How's about a big old chimney? Nope, that's not going to work out too well either. Let's put you up on top of the house. Make it nice and high. Okay, well, that tree is clearly growing out of our roof. But I think we might just have to go with that, or maybe we can put another chimney in front of it. Maybe that's the solution. Ooh. You is kind of working for me. Let's move you back just a skosh. No, let's move you forward just a skosh, because the whole purpose is to conceal this tree growing out of the building. So, how's about you? Alrighty, close enough. And now that we've got all these things growing out of our building, let's try to add one more near the birds. What are you? You are a little bit odd. Yeah, that does kind of work. Let's move you back a little bit. Let's move you forward a little bit and down. I don't have quite as much control over that as I was hoping to have. Let's see. Well, Arg. It does sort of like to bounce. It bounces around very slightly based on what's around it. Let's take another look at what we have. Yeah, you're a little bit too fat. Oh my. Well, you do kind of work. Yeah, we're just going to be all chimneyed out. Well, no, we're going to go with that tall, skinny one. We're just going to figure this out a little bit better. And you do get to be taller than the other chimneys. I guess this is the kitchen over here for the restaurant, maybe. And I'm going to put some interesting window over on this other side. Maybe this is the drive-through. Maybe not. Apparently, orange is definitely the color for this building, but I don't think that that's quite the right thing there. Is that what I just was trying? I think it is. Okay, well, let's try putting this window here. And maybe we could put a couple more here, but I would like to go with something different over there. And okay, Arg, I'm trying to figure out this. They really want me to use this, whatever this is that I've got in my hand here. I don't think that it's quite right for me, though. Sorry. Anyway, what I was trying to spit out before I got distracted by this thing that I'm carrying around is that I would like another similar window set to this, but just, not this. And I can swear that I saw something else. Wasn't there like an all menu? Decoration blocks. Nature blocks? No. Random blocks, I think that does not do what I want. Okay, open block gallery. That's what I was going for. And let's see if we can find some other interesting window like that, but not that. And this might be a good door for me, actually. Let's see if I can... I have yet to figure out how to get rid of this door here. How do I? I don't want this door anymore. but I'm not being allowed to select it. Okay, arg. Yeah, see, I don't want to accidentally get rid of this entire block, but that might be the only way to get rid of the door. So, okay, let's see what happens. Yep, it got rid of that. Okay, that let me actually select that door. So I will put back that block, which is looking a little bit easier than I was expecting, which is nice. But now we got to get it aligned correctly. Let's see. I was in front of all of the things. Yeah, okay, that's as far that is as far forward as it will go. So now let's try. Well, actually, let's go into the door menu and see what we want from here. This just doesn't look all that doory to me, but this might be what I want for over here. Maybe. That's still not quite right. Well, okay, let's keep on looking. This I think we might have already considered. Maybe so, maybe no. Well, anyway, door. That's why we came to this door menu. It was because I wanted a door. Okay, well this kind of works. It's a little bit harder to center. Well, that does look a little bit restaurant-y, so let's just go with it, and we'll have room for something over top of it, perhaps. So let's go back to this menu, the block gallery. Oh yeah, this might be a good thing to put on top of this. And I'm going to try going with the green because we've got that nice restaurant sign that is all sorts of green. So that might make sense. I kind of want to move that restaurant sign down just a little bit now that I'm looking at it. I'm also kind of worried that I won't be able to find that restaurant sign again if I get rid of it. I haven't got the foggiest clue what you're supposed to be. Let's see, what else are our options? Don't think that I quite want to have some laundry in front of the restaurant. Don't even really remember how it became a restaurant. I think that was one of those random things that they picked out for me. Are you kind of window boxy? I'm curious now. You do look a little bit window boxy. You know, this might kind of work somewhere. I might need more building to make it work. But I do like it. I guess we'll put it behind this sign. Maybe I should just move the sign over somewhere else. And then I can have a little bit more scope to decorate this whole area. And I was just realizing that if I were to put a window in front of this chimney, that might not make the best sense. Maybe I should sort of just like move the chimney over. But speaking of moving things over, we are going to get rid of this sign and hope that I can find it again. Were you a decoration? Probably. You look okay, yeah, you were. Alrighty. Let's go with this and just put it over here somewhere instead. And move it just a little bit closer to the camera. Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. Yeah, I think I will move you back again. One forward. And one back. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with that. It only partially obstructs that window and partially obstructs this other window. But speaking of windows, let's put some of those right here, or at least one of those. Okay, now we have a little bit more scope. Oh yeah, that's way too small. Let's see about something a little bit bigger. And of course, we could go with more of these windows. But there was something else that I found that was slightly more appealing. And again, the idea of having a window in front of the chimney just doesn't work quite as well as I thought it did. Oh, darn it. And I need this chimney to obscure the tree growing out of the roof. So maybe I'll just have to move this window thing. I mean, not window thing. Well, I guess window box is what I was trying to spit out. So let's try doing that, and let's see if we can move this chimney over just a touch. Okay, the chimney was a roof thing. So I can't quite remember how close we were to the tree. Let's try hoping that this is what I had. I think that is, and we're just going to try to move you out just a touch more. I think that's just a touch more. Okay, now let's try to move this window box, or delete and replace this window box, which I haven't got the foggiest clue where I found it. But while we're here, we'll look for other things. Well, here you are. So let's go with that. Now we'll put you just a little bit further out. Well, I'm a little bit torn as to whether or not I should center it below this chimney, but I think I want to give as much room for window stuff as I can over here. So, actually, I'm going to go back to looking at all the possibilities here, because I'm having trouble finding things in the menu, which is probably a me problem rather than the game problem. I'm just not used to it yet. Okay. Let's put you in here. Oh, no, you're way too big. Apparently you are Joe's restaurant, though. It is a little bit appealing. See if I could rotate this. I would put it here. That might make sense to have. Okay, it sort of auto-rotates if I... Oh, and I'm ASDing it. I think I'd forgotten that I had that capacity. Okay, I want you to... Okay, do that thing where you rotate yourself. Get over here. And now move towards me. Okay, now rotate yourself again. I'm trying to put you on the side of this building. It's just not working for me. Hey. Okay, well... Maybe I can put you over here. Ooh. Okay, well, let's give that a shot. Let's see, what is it? E to go backwards. You are now Joe's restaurant. Congratulations. Okay, I still need to find a good window to put over here, or a good something interesting to put over here. Maybe I should move this sign back over here. But let's just look at the proper windows. What have we? And see, okay, and I keep going back and forth. The reason that I keep going back and forth is because I want something similar to this. Whatever this is, window arrangement looks a little bit like a drive-through. I'm wanting something similar to that arrangement for over here. Maybe I need to just delete this and move it over here, or put a second one of those over there, which might be my best option. It is kind of what I'm looking for. It does sort of kind of fit. And I can just move it all close to the main place. Or I can, get rid of that whole window box idea. Or I can move this up a bit and put the window box down lower on it. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I might just give up on the window box. But if I move this window here, then again, we have that chimney problem. And I am clearly overthinking this game, but hey, that is kind of how I work. Let's see, if I were to put this over here, that looks like it's dodging the chimney, barely. Let us get rid of this poor little window plant, and I'll find some other plant to put there, maybe. Let's go back into this and see what our options would be if we were to eliminate this first window. Maybe I should put a few of these green windows over there, or one of these green windows over here. That might make some sense. I like having as much orange as possible, but we're starting to build up the green, so that might not be the most terrible idea. Well, it might be pleasant to have some green over here, too, so... What did I just say about overthinking? Okay, anyway. Let's see. Let's try for something interesting here. Something that we haven't tried yet. And something that needs to be a little bit closer, but maybe not that. But we can put this over here. This is going to be a very busy area. And I'm mostly just trying to find something to fill in this space. And possibly some new windows for this space. Actually, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Sadly. I like it, but hey, how's about some nice orange windows? It's so much fun to say orange, by the way, y'all. Just in case you didn't realize that. Maybe I'll just do more of these little window thingies. Where do we find that? This. Okay, I'm actually trying to I'm kind of figuring out where to find these. Well, I'm trying to move it back, but not quite that much. And we might need to... Once again, I sure do wish that I could rotate the camera. I want to move it back just a little bit, but that's not working for me. I'd like you to be, similar to that. which just looks a little bit deeper to me. Hmm. Well, I think that's about the best I can do with that. I'll move you up just a little bit because I want this area to be higher. And I'm a little bit less worried about this smokestack looking thing here. Darn, I do need to move this one out a little bit if I'm going to do it like that. So, let's see. This was a building block. Oh, you're interesting. I do something with you. Not quite sure what yet. And I might not like this as well as I was hoping I would, but, well, I'm trying to do this. Thank you. We're going to do some of this. And I just saw something that maybe I could deploy on the other side. Let's see. And I hope that you are actually kind of centered. I really can't tell, though. Okay. Let us try putting in one of these windows over here. And it still doesn't quite make sense with that chimney, but hey, if I was to move that chimney up a little bit, it could be sort of like a chimney set in the middle of the room. Well, let's try for maybe some interesting signage. That might be our best bet. And what are you? I'm curious about you. Ooh, you are big is what you are. But good to have. Let's see what all else we got here. Okay, this is Joe's. This is pizza. Well, that makes sense. You can have a pizza sign coming out your side. Maybe. Actually, that might be a good way to obscure this roof and also make it a little bit easier to make sense out of these windows. So we might go with that. Then again, we got this big old metal stuff coming out of the side, and it would like very badly to be backwards. Well, let's see if we can move it closer to us. Let us examine this idea a little bit harder. Well, you know what? The tree might be doing us a favor by obscuring all that metal work. Okay. Yeah, do that thing where you are the correct direction. Oh, y'all, I do need to stop working on this video. Well, stop recording this video, I should say. And this is not going to hide that weird tree thing we got going on, but it does kind of work. But with it being a restaurant and all that. Okay, let's cue you. Let's try getting you in just the right spot, and it's not very easy. Okay, that might be as close to the right spot as we can get. Sure, why not? Joe's Restaurant Pizza. And I might just say, oh well, with this chimney. Actually, I am going to delete it, but I'm going to replace it. I'm just going to make it a little bit further back. And then we can pretend that it's, sort of like a central chimney. Let's see how far back we can get you. Not that far back, darn it. Well, you're no fun. Apparently I got to redo it exactly how I had it. There is no way around this stupid chimney. Let's try a different chimney. Maybe that'll work. What do we have? We have this. The possibility. Moving you back did kind of work. Alrighty. Well, that might be good enough. It's not obscuring quite as much as the other one did, but it still makes the tree look like it's behind the building, so we got that going for us. Well, you're a little bit easier to explain away in terms of window stuff that I might choose to do, so, yay, I guess. Alrighty, let's... Oh boy, this is getting to be a busy building. I still want to find the right thing for that spot over yonder. What are you? Oh, you are a flag for some nation. Couldn't tell you what. Maybe we should just use you here. Or over here. Let's put you over here because we can. It makes the whole thing look a little bit better somehow. Alrighty, still looking for something to fill up that spot, and apparently I just love to have this as busy as possible. Don't really think I want any graffiti, though. Let's see what else we have. Now, what are you? Maybe a mailbox. Let's put a mailbox over here. It's not busy enough yet. I guess that's a mail slot kind of a deal. Maybe you is more of a mail slot kind of a deal. Yeah, but I like the blue. So let's go with the blue. And what are you? Oh, you are a slightly more interesting roof conglomeration. Okay. Let's keep on trying. Have we got... Oh, And you might kind of make sense as windowage. But once again, I like this windowage. But, okay, the reason that I removed this window over here was because it was too repetitive. What if I remove these two windows over here and move this back over here? I might like that a little bit better anyway. That might occupy just about the right amount of space. Okay, yeah, let's go for that. So a whole lot of deleting is about to happen. And hoping that I can replace all these things. Okay, let's see if we can rebuild. Better, smarter, faster, or something. And let's also see if you is the right amount of out. Well, apparently you is the right amount of out. Let's see. I'm kind of trying to gauge by the roof. That might help me to actually kind of center this a little bit. We're going to move you down. That kind of works. And having it out a little bit makes a little bit more sense with this potential, chimney problem. So we're going to pretend that that is what it's supposed to be. And I think that I moved those a little bit too far down. So let's move them up, which apparently requires deleting. Let's get back over here and move you up just a touch, I hope. Let's see. Window A and window B. And now, oh goodness, I still haven't got the foggiest clue where you live, but right now you're going to live on the side of this building. Okay, I think that's probably a decent spot. Yeah, we'll leave you out a little bit to make you slightly less obscured. All right. Now that's not too bad of a little overly complicated restaurant. Ooh, you know what? I would love to have something in the middle of this. Let's see if there's any options for that real quick. Because as soon as I try to wrap something up, it just doesn't work. That's interesting. Huh. No, that's not going to work. Where were you? You were windows. I was going for some, like, small circle window type thing, and it looks like maybe there is supposed to be a window there already, but you can barely see it. It's all but invisible. Let's try this. Yeah, sure, why not? Because we've got plenty of blue on here. Anyway, all right. Well, with that, I will retire from the field. Let's see. Let's zoom in just a little bit and get a slightly better view of this. And now that I'm looking at it, this tree right here might be the same type of tree that's casting this shadow. But anyway, y'all, do let me know in the comments what you think of this game and whether or not you are actually interested in buying it and playing it, because, you know, there's probably all sorts of possibilities with this. It is a little bit frustrating at times, especially since I just don't have the control over it that I would like to have. I would like to be able to, you know, perhaps rotate the camera or fancy little tricks like that. But, you know, for all I know, this might be developed further, and it could get a whole lot of interesting stuff going on with it. I sure do wish that I could move these trees around or delete them or do something with them. Actually, did I ever try to delete this tree? That didn't work. All right. But anyway, I think that there is a single developer on this game, and he might have some more ideas up his sleeve about what he wants to do with this game, but, well, who knows? And who knows what he is planning to do next. But let me know in the comments whether or not you've enjoyed this game or would like to see more of it on the channel. For now, I'm not necessarily planning to make this into a series, but, you It was fun to take a look at this game anyway. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.